Are you tired of living under the constant weight of worry? Do you find your mind trapped in cycles of anxiety, unable to break free? If so, you're not alone, and you're exactly where you need to be. Welcome to Summary Shelf, where we bring you the wisdom of life-changing books, distilled into powerful lessons you can apply today. In this video, we're diving into How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, a timeless classic that has transformed millions of lives. We've carefully broken down this powerful book into 15 essential key points, making it easier for you to absorb its wisdom and take control of your emotional well-being. Stay with us as we explore practical strategies to eliminate anxiety, break free from the prison of overthinking, and begin living a more peaceful, productive, and fulfilling life. Starting now. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Summary Shelf, give this video a like, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another powerful summary that could change your life. Let's get started. Key point 1. Live in day-tight compartments. One of Dale Carnegie's most powerful lessons is this: to reduce anxiety, you must focus all your energy on today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but this one day. He calls this living in day-tight compartments. Think of it like a ship. Each compartment can be sealed off, watertight, so that trouble in one part doesn't sink the whole vessel. In life, the past is already sealed. You cannot change it. The future hasn't arrived yet. You cannot control it, but today is here. And today is all you need to manage. Worry often comes from mentally drifting into what-ifs about the future or regrets from the past. Carnegie's method teaches that peace comes when you shut those doors and live fully in the now. This is not just theory. It's a mental discipline, a conscious choice to direct your attention away from regrets and fears and pour your energy into the present task, moment, or conversation. If you want clarity and calm, this is your starting point. Write this sentence down and place it somewhere visible. Today is my only concern. Each morning, repeat it out loud. Then ask yourself, what can I do today that matters? And do that with full attention. Let the past bury its dead. Let the future take care of itself when it arrives. Today is a gift, and it's the only place where real life happens. If you can master the art of living in day-tight compartments, you won't just reduce your worry, you'll reclaim your power. This is only the beginning. Stay tuned for the next powerful key from Dale Carnegie's timeless wisdom. This is Summary Shelf, where books speak and lives change. Key point 2. Accept the worst-case scenario and improve on it. When worry begins to cloud your mind, one powerful technique Dale Carnegie recommends is this: face the worst-case scenario, accept it mentally, and then calmly work to improve it. Worry thrives in uncertainty. The mind spins endlessly, imagining all the things that could go wrong. Carnegie argues that instead of being paralyzed by fear, you should confront the worst possible outcome and make peace with it. Once you accept the worst, your mind becomes clear, and you're free to think logically about how to make the situation better. Let's say you might lose your job. The worry grows until it consumes your peace. Instead of spiraling, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? You might be unemployed for a while. You might have to cut back on spending. You might need to take a temporary job to get by. Accept it. Breathe through it. Then, take action to prevent it. Carnegie tells the story of Willis H. Carrier, the founder of modern air conditioning. When a business deal went wrong, he told himself, what's the worst that can happen? He realized he might lose $20,000. He accepted that possibility, and with a calm mind, he began taking steps to reduce the loss. Eventually, he turned the situation around, not by fear, but by mental clarity. The next time you find yourself worrying about something, try this 3-step method. 1. Define the worst-case scenario clearly. 2. Accept it mentally. even if it's painful. 3. Work step by step to improve the outcome. Write it down if you must. Clarity kills fear. Worry feeds on the unknown, but once you face your fears head-on, they begin to shrink. Accepting the worst isn't giving up, it's regaining control. Because in life, the power doesn't lie in what happens to you, it lies in how you respond. Key point 3. Remind yourself of the high cost of worry. Worry isn't just a harmless habit, it's a thief. It steals your peace, your energy, your health, and your time. Dale Carnegie emphasizes that we must recognize how damaging worry truly is. Doctors have confirmed again and again, chronic worry can lead to real physical consequences: ulcers, headaches, high blood pressure, heart trouble, and more. But it's not just about your health. Worry also affects your relationships, your work performance, and your ability to make sound decisions. Carnegie shares the story of a successful businessman who was told by his doctor that unless he stopped worrying, he'd be dead within a year. That wake-up call forced him to shift his mindset and live. He didn't need more medication, he needed less fear. Worry is expensive, and it never pays you back. Right now, take a pen and paper. At the top of the page, write this sentence: What is worry costing me? Be honest. Is it sleep? Energy? Your focus? Is it making you snappy with your kids, your partner, your team? Write down everything. Seeing it in black and white gives you the motivation to change. Then write this below it: What could I gain if I let this worry go? The answers may surprise you. Every minute spent worrying is a minute stolen from your joy, your clarity, and your progress. When you truly understand the cost of worry, you stop treating it like a habit and start treating it like the enemy. Because peace isn't found in the absence of problems. It's found in the presence of perspective. Key point 4. Keep busy to crowd out anxiety. One of the simplest yet most effective tools against worry is this: stay busy. Carnegie explains that worry cannot live in a mind that is actively engaged. When your body is moving and your attention is focused on a task, your brain has no room left to host anxious thoughts. Worry is like a weed. If you give it space, it grows. But when you fill your time with purposeful action, it starves. Carnegie tells the story of a man who was overwhelmed with grief and anxiety. A friend gave him a simple piece of advice: go home and get to work. The man immersed himself in his farm chores. At first it was mechanical, but eventually his mind began to clear. His anxiety lifted, purpose returned. You can't think your way out of worry, but you can work your way through it. That doesn't mean avoiding your problems. It means giving your mind space to reset so you can return to your problems stronger. When you catch yourself spiraling in worry, move immediately into action. It can be anything: clean a room, organize your desk, work on a goal, help someone else. Get out and walk. Choose an activity that requires your hands, your body, and your attention. Don't wait for the motivation to come. Let the movement bring clarity. Worry is a trap that thrives in stillness. But when your hands are busy, your heart has room to breathe. You don't always need a breakthrough. Sometimes you just need to begin. Because action is the enemy of anxiety, and motion is a medicine no mind can ignore. Key point 5. Don't let criticism unsettle you. Criticism, whether fair or unfair, is one of the biggest sources of anxiety and emotional drain. Dale Carnegie reminds us that criticism is often a reflection of the critic, not of you. He explains that the more successful you are, the more criticism you will receive. But rather than reacting with anger, fear, or worry, you must learn to assess criticism logically. Ask yourself 3 questions. Is the criticism constructive or just noise? Does it contain truth I can grow from? Or is it based on jealousy, projection, or ignorance? Carnegie shares that some of the greatest people in history were misunderstood, mocked, and rejected. Lincoln was harshly ridiculed. Edison was called foolish. yet they pressed forward because they valued purpose over praise. If you let criticism define you, you give away your power. But if you learn from it, or ignore it when needed, you stay in control. The next time someone criticizes you, pause. Don't react. Reflect. Write down the criticism. Ask yourself, is this true, partially true, or false? Extract any lesson it might hold, and discard the rest. Also, remind yourself that no one kicks a dead dog. If you're being criticized, it may be because you're doing something that matters. You can't stop people from talking, but you can decide whose voice you allow into your mind. Growth doesn't come from applause, it comes from resilience. And when you stop fearing judgment, you start walking in true confidence. Key point 6. Rest before you get tired. Most people wait until they're exhausted before they take a break. But Dale Carnegie emphasizes that this is a mistake. He draws from the habits of doctors, engineers, and military personnel who understand that fatigue is one of the biggest enemies of clear thinking and emotional stability. Carnegie notes that worry often creeps in, not because of problems themselves, but because we're simply too tired to deal with problems rationally. Your body and mind operate like machines, and every machine needs maintenance. If you run it non-stop, it breaks. The same is true for you. Carnegie advises building micro-rests into your day. 10 minutes of calm, silence, or walking can prevent hours of stress and poor decisions. Today, create your personal restoration routine. Here's how. Schedule short breaks every 90 minutes during work. Use those breaks to stretch, breathe deeply, or step outside. Before going to bed, take 15 minutes to disconnect from screens and noise. Even 5 to 10 minutes of intentional rest can reset your mind and restore clarity. You weren't built to burn out. You were built to grow, to create, to give. But none of that can happen if you're running on empty, so rest. Not when you're broken, but before you break. That's not laziness, that's wisdom. Key point 7. Don't worry about the past. Dale Carnegie warns against the habit of mentally revisiting mistakes, failures, or painful memories. He calls it sawing sawdust. Why? Because the past is finished. Just like sawdust, it can't be reshaped or reused. Many people lose sleep and waste energy trying to relive or rewrite what's already over. But no amount of regret has ever changed yesterday. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. Carnegie teaches that worrying about the past robs the present of its power. Instead of feeding regret, focus your energy on what you can do now, the only place where change is possible. Take a moment today to write down one regret you keep revisiting. Then answer these 2 questions. 1. What lesson can I take from this? 2. What action can I take now to move forward? Once done, tear that paper up or throw it away. Make it a physical act of letting go, a ritual to reclaim your mental space. The past is not a prison unless you choose to keep the key. You can't change what happened, but you can change what happens next, if you stop living in yesterday and start building today. Key point 8. Cooperate with the inevitable. One of the most liberating ideas in Dale Carnegie's teachings is this: accept what you cannot change. When faced with a situation you cannot alter, the wisest move is not resistance, it is cooperation. Carnegie explains that much of our anxiety stems from wishing reality were different, but constantly battling the unchangeable only drains your energy and peace. He says, acceptance of what has happened is the first step to overcoming the consequences of any misfortune. Instead of saying, why me? Or, this isn't fair, say, it is what it is. Now what can I do about it? This shift from resistance to response puts you back in control, emotionally and mentally. Identify one situation in your life that frustrates you but cannot be changed. Maybe it's a health condition, a job loss, or a relationship that ended. Write down this statement: I cannot change this, but I can change how I respond. Then list one small positive action you can take to regain your focus or energy. It could be as simple as setting a boundary, starting a routine, or seeking support. Life will never stop throwing challenges your way. But peace begins when you stop fighting battles that cannot be won and start directing your energy toward what can still be built. Cooperate with the inevitable, and you take the first step toward strength. Key point 9. Put a stop-loss order on your worries. In the world of stock trading, a stop-loss order is a strategy to limit losses by automatically selling a stock if it drops below a certain price. Dale Carnegie cleverly applies this concept to life, urging us to put a limit on how long we allow ourselves to worry about something. He warns against emotional overinvestment. Most people replay mistakes, insults, or regrets far longer than necessary. Carnegie says, decide just how much anxiety a thing may be worth and refuse to give it more. The idea is not to suppress your feelings, but to manage the time and energy you invest in worry. If something has already happened and cannot be changed, lingering on it steals joy from your present and future. Think of one specific worry you've been carrying for too long. Maybe a past mistake, financial concern, or unresolved argument. Now set a mental stop-loss order. Tell yourself, I will give this 10 more minutes of thought, then I'm done. I will either take action or let it go. To reinforce this, set a timer, journal your thoughts, and after the set time, consciously move on to something productive or relaxing. Worry is like a fire. If left unchecked, it will consume everything in its path. But when you put boundaries around it, you take back control. Don't let worry overstay its welcome. Put a stop-loss order on it and protect your peace. Key point 10. Don't saw sawdust. Dale Carnegie uses this vivid metaphor to illustrate a simple truth. You can't change the past, so stop trying to relive or reshape it. Sawdust is a byproduct of something that's already been cut and processed. To saw sawdust means to waste time obsessing over things that are already finished, past conversations, mistakes, failures, or regrets. He writes, "You can't saw sawdust. Once it's done, it's done." But many people mentally resaw the same sawdust daily, reviewing old pain, reliving embarrassment, and rewinding situations that cannot be altered. Carnegie's advice? Acknowledge what happened, extract the lesson if there's one, and then let it go. Your energy belongs to now, not yesterday. Think of something from your past you keep replaying, something you wish had gone differently. Maybe it's an old argument, a missed opportunity, or a personal failure. Now pause and ask yourself, is there anything more I can do about it? If the answer is no, say this aloud. That moment is over. I will not saw sawdust. Then take a symbolic step forward. Go for a short walk, write a closure letter to yourself, or delete that lingering note or message. Let the past stay in the past. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. Stop sawing sawdust. You deserve the freedom that comes from letting go. Because peace isn't found in the echoes of yesterday, it's found in the power of now. Key point 11. Never try to get even with your enemies. Trying to get even with those who hurt us only leads to a cycle of bitterness, stress, and wasted energy. Carnegie emphasizes that holding on to resentment poisons your peace of mind. He explains that successful and mentally strong people do not waste their time seeking revenge. Instead, they rise above it. Letting go of grudges is not about weakness. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about choosing to prioritize your peace over your pride. Carnegie cites examples of influential people who succeeded because they focused on their goals, not petty battles. When you forgive, you're not approving the wrong done to you. You're simply freeing yourself from its emotional grip. Releasing hatred gives you room for clarity, progress, and happiness. Write down the name of someone you still hold resentment toward. Ask yourself, is this grudge helping me grow or holding me back? Then, take a small step toward emotional release, whether through a conversation, journaling, prayer, or simply deciding to let go. Imagine carrying a heavy stone every day. How much faster would you move if you dropped it? Holding on to hate weighs down your joy. Let go of the need to get even and reclaim your energy for something greater. In the end, the best revenge is living well. Key point 12. Count your blessings, not your troubles. One of the fastest ways to eliminate worry is to shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right. Carnegie teaches that the habit of gratitude can transform anxiety into calm. Too often, people spend their energy magnifying problems instead of appreciating the many good things they already have. He shares stories of individuals who were overwhelmed by worry until they began to practice daily gratitude. They found peace not by solving every problem, but by learning to recognize the gifts they had ignored: health, relationships, opportunities, and even the simple ability to breathe freely. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, but it rewires the way you face them. It softens the emotional weight of stress and gives you strength to endure. Each night before you go to bed, list 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. Don't rush it. Reflect on each one. Do this consistently for 7 days, and notice how your mental state begins to shift from fear to faith. You have more going for you than you think. While your worries scream loud, your blessings often whisper. But if you listen closely, you'll realize that you already have enough light to face the dark. Gratitude isn't a feeling, it's a choice. Make that choice today and watch your worry fade. Key point 13. Don't imitate others, be yourself. Dale Carnegie warns that one of the hidden sources of anxiety is the constant attempt to compare ourselves with others or to imitate someone else's path. In trying to become someone we're not, we create unnecessary pressure and dissatisfaction. He illustrates this point with real-life stories of individuals who failed miserably by trying to copy the lives or styles of others. But when they embraced their unique strengths and limitations, they found peace, purpose, and success. Carnegie emphasizes that nature only makes originals, never duplicates. Trying to live someone else's life is like putting on shoes that don't fit. It's uncomfortable and damaging in the long run. Take 10 minutes today to list 3 personal strengths that make you unique. Then identify one area where you've been trying to imitate someone else, whether in career, lifestyle, or personality. Make a conscious decision to let that go and commit to building your own authentic path. There is no peace in pretense. The world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs the real you. Step out of the shadows of comparison and step into your own identity, because the most powerful life you can live is your own. Key point 14. Profit from your worries. Turn them into action. Carnegie teaches that worry, when left unchecked, is paralyzing, but when harnessed properly, it can be a signal that prompts thoughtful action. Worry often comes from indecision or inaction. So instead of letting your mind spiral into fear, use worry as fuel for problem solving. He introduces a powerful method. Whenever you are worried about something, write it down. Then answer 3 questions. 1. What am I worried about? 2. What can I do about it? 3. What will I do about it, and when? By turning vague concerns into concrete steps, you take back control. The act of doing replaces the paralysis of thinking. Carnegie shares stories of people who eliminated worry the moment they turned their mental clutter into a simple, actionable plan. Right now, take one thing that's been bothering you, write it down, and answer those 3 questions honestly. Then, take the first small step toward resolution today. The goal is progress, not perfection. Worry is wasted energy unless you do something with it. Don't sit in fear, move in faith. because even the smallest action is stronger than the greatest worry. Key point 15. Get the facts before you worry. Carnegie emphasizes that confusion is the breeding ground of worry. Most people allow anxiety to grow because they haven't taken the time to gather all the facts. When you face a problem, your mind fills in the blanks with fear, exaggeration, and worst-case scenarios. But when you stop and collect facts, the fog clears. He shares a process used by successful business people and leaders. 1. Get all the facts. Don't act on assumptions. 2. Analyze the facts. Weigh them honestly. 3. Make a decision. Don't stay stuck. 4. Act on that decision. Decisiveness kills anxiety. Many of our worries disappear when we face them with truth, not guesses. Uncertainty feeds fear. Clarity dissolves it. Choose one situation that's been troubling you. Pause and ask, do I really have all the facts? If not, take time today to gather what you need. Do research, ask questions. Don't let guesswork steal your peace. Truth is your weapon against worry. When you replace fear with facts, the storm inside you calms. So stop guessing, start knowing, and let clarity lead you to calm. And there you have it, 15 life-changing principles from How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. These timeless strategies are more than just advice. They are tools you can start using right now to regain control of your thoughts, quiet your mind, and create the peace you've been longing for. If this summary resonated with you, imagine what applying even one of these lessons could do in your daily life. At Summary Shelf, our mission is to bring you the most impactful ideas from the world's greatest minds, all in one place, and always with your growth in mind. So if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next powerful summary. Until next time, stay focused, stay calm, and remember, you have the power to stop worrying and start truly living.